I wish to adopt the protocol that has already been established, except to acknowledge His Excellency, the Governor General, Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton, Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris, members of the Cabinet, members of Parliament, Dr. the Right Excellent and the Right Honorable Sir Kennedy Simmons, St. Kitts and Nevis's first Prime Minister and only living national hero, his wife, Lady Simmons, and special guest speaker, the Right Honorable Sir Dennis Byron. Tonight, I have the distinct honor and privilege to introduce Prime Minister Harris, with whom I have worked as his press secretary for 2 years and 10 months. It is indeed a high honor for me to have been given the opportunity to serve my country and to work for a leader whom the ages will remember as one of the most skillful and admired politicians in Caribbean history, who made his mark on the world with his keen intellect and compassion. As a student, Dr. Harris's keen intellect was sharpened at the University of the West Indies, where he graduated from the Cave Hill campus with a first-class honors degree in accounting and won the coveted Victor Cook Prize for Best Accounting Student. He went on to graduate from UWI's St. Augustine campus with a distinction in the Master's Degree Management Studies program. His exceptional brilliance prompted UWI to sponsor him in pursuing PhD accounting studies in collaboration with the Canadian International Development Agency, CIDA. In 2018, during the University of the West Indies' 70th anniversary celebrations, Prime Minister Harris was recognized for his outstanding leadership and public service, and as one of UWI's 70 outstanding graduates in its remarkable 70-year history. From his strong advocacy on behalf of tens of thousands of people of Caribbean descent, known as the Windrush generation, who have lived in the United Kingdom for decades, but have had a difficult time proving that they are there legally, to his sounding of the alarm that small island developing states like St. Kitts and Nevis are the most vulnerable to the impact of both climate change and non-communicable diseases, Prime Minister Harris drew the world's attention in 2018 to substantive issues related to social justice and vulnerable communities. Working closely with Prime Minister Harris for nearly 3 years, I have come to note that his immense political skill is reflected in his exceptional ability to connect with an audience, with the people, with you and with me. Simply put, Prime Minister Harris cares for people, and he wants us to care too. He inspires us to unite and work together to write our history and to chart our path forward for the good of our families, our communities, our country, and our future. Notably, by the time he was formally announced as the Team Unity Movement's leader at Greenlands Park on September 26, 2013, much of the country had already made up its mind in his favor. There would be no turning back. It would be forward ever with Team Unity. A little more than 5 years later, we are sharing in the fruits of change and growth. Back to back double salary payments, VAT-free food and medicines, nearly 4,000 families living in households earning less than $3,000 per month in St. Kitts and Nevis now receive a $500 monthly stipend to help meet their basic needs. Under Prime Minister Harris's steady leadership, St. Kitts and Nevis paid off the $117 million debt to the International Monetary Fund that was left by the former administration. What's more, St. Kitts and Nevis became the very first independent state in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union to bring its debt to GDP ratio in line with the international benchmark of 60%. And we did so 12 years ahead of the 2030 target date set by the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. In a nutshell, the fiscal position of the federal government under Prime Minister Harris's Team Unity administration is sound and poised for further expansive growth. For instance, applications to the Citizenship by Investment program have increased tremendously over recent years, and they continue to rise. Our country is also noticeably on the rise. We are now a marquee cruise destination, welcoming more than 1 million passengers each year. And the second cruise pier, when completed in the third quarter of 2019, will enable us to accommodate even more of the world's largest cruise ships. That's more good news for tour operators and other tourism stakeholders who saw total cruise passenger spend in St. Kitts and Nevis register a whopping 77% increase in 2017-2018 over 2014-2015. Indeed, the smallest independent country in the Western Hemisphere is punching above its weight under Prime Minister Harris's Team Unity administration. This is to be expected under the leadership of a man who has blazed a decades-long trail of distinction and has faithfully served his constituency and the people of the Federation for 25 years as a member of Parliament. The love and deep connection between him and his constituents remains strong and palpable. The people have come to love and admire him, and in a 2018 CADRES poll, he was the man most favored to lead St. Kitts and Nevis. The highly respected polling firm also found that his Team Unity government was favored to win the elections, were they to be called right then. Dr. Harris continues to be a man of, for, and by the people. He is a leader on whom we can depend and a man for all seasons. I invite you all to stand and give him a rousing round of applause. Give a little Timothy Harris, our beloved Prime Minister.
Thank you very much. Could we give Ms. Grant a round of applause? And could we equally give Dawn a round of applause for so ably taking us through tonight's program. It is a real honor and privilege for me to welcome all of you here at this, our fourth Prime Minister's Gala event. His Excellency, our esteemed Governor General, Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton, has graced us with his presence, and I welcome him and thank him for doing so. I crave his leave to adopt the protocol established before me, but I must, of course, especially recognize members of the Federal Cabinet and their spouses, and indeed our Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, the distinguished representatives of the diplomatic and consular corps. I want also to salute the members of the organizing committee for an excellent rendition of the Prime Minister's Gala events 4 times in a row. Could you give them a round of applause? Sir Dennis Byron is an outstanding legal luminary who has done our country, indeed our people, the region, and indeed the world proud by his work and his prowess and competence in the matter of law. So I am especially delighted that he has accepted our invitation to deliver the keynote remarks on this auspicious occasion. Could we give him a special round of applause? The organizers of this gala event added a new feature. That is, they invited an acclaimed artist in Roy Gramps Morgan of Morgan Heritage fame to delight us with vintage entertainment. And he gave you a sample before me. Let's give him, his fiancée, and his daughter who are here a special hand of welcome. I am told that I am indebted to the co-chair of the Gala committee, Ms. Shirley Julius, for making this happen. So let's give Shirley a special hand of appreciation. St. Kitts and Nevis needs its citizens and residents to seize all opportunities for nation building. And it is still true that in the face of mounting challenges and the topsy-turviness of the times, we must, as a people, look to our own ingenuity and industry to advance and contribute to our own development. Making history is nothing new for us here. Indeed, the formation of Team Unity was an historic first in the manner and care in which the movement was founded. Today, that historic coming together of rival political parties, putting our country and people above self and party, has been one of the truly historic accomplishments of the Team Unity movement. Political pundits have marveled that we here in St. Kitts and Nevis have been a model of how a unity government ought to work. We came together not out of the political convenience necessitated by the arithmetic of general elections outcomes, but rather long before general elections, we determined that it was in our country's best interest that we should come together and share a common vision for the development of this great country that we all love and cherish. We still have some distance to travel to further consolidate and expand and unity. Unity, in my view, must pervade every aspect of our nation's life: sports, culture, civic values, etc. A unity of purpose must drive our nation to new heights of greatness. Unity must be our mantra, our modus operandi. Unity must be felt in all our institutions, our schools, our churches, our community groups, our parliament, and our government. We are reminded of the words in Psalms 133, how pleasant it is for brethren, and we may add sistren, to dwell together in unity. I want, on this occasion, to commend the revitalizing spirit that brought Team Unity together to the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. And I pledge to do all that I can, working with an industrious team of patriots to make St. Kitts and Nevis a much better place for all the wonderful things to happen and all the wonderful things that we have accomplished and all the things that we will accomplish in the future, I give God the glory, and I thank the people of St. Kitts and Nevis for their support. Yesterday, when Morgan arrived and he began to reflect upon the St. Kitts and Nevis with which he was connected years before, and the transformation that has happened now, we couldn't help but being impressed that persons everywhere have come to appreciate that our country and its people are really on the move. So much have happened over the last few years of the Team Unity administration. Some would want us to make the comparison. How could any government so new, so different, come into being and in such a short period of time have so much on its scorecard? I want to commend the support of all my cabinet colleagues, for each one and all of us have done an excellent job in the delivery of the people's agenda outlined in our manifesto of 2015, Prosperity for All. On behalf of that team of patriots, I pledge and we pledge that we will continue to govern well on behalf of the people. I must thank the people of St. Kitts and Nevis for the support that they have given to me as Prime Minister, and the outstanding support too that has been given to all the ministers of the Team Unity administration. The support of a government by its people plays a big part in its ability to make deliverables possible for these wonderful people of St. Kitts and Nevis. We are heartened by the outcome of a scientific poll conducted by cadres, and for the record, it was not commissioned by Team Unity. That poll showed that the vast majority of people in St. Kitts and Nevis preferred the leadership of Team Unity. The majority of persons indicated that Team Unity deserve another term. Put your hands together, because one good term certainly deserves another. Tonight I salute all our citizens and residents of St. Kitts and Nevis for standing firm with the dream, with the idea, with the vision that we could work together, that we could bid goodbye as patriots to a history of divisive politics and partisan politics to serve our country, because working together we can, and we have shown that we could achieve more. As we move forward and look to the next 10 years of service and beyond, this Team Unity government will not shy away from making those decisions that are important for the further advancement of St. Kitts and Nevis. I invite all at the start of the year to come help us build a country, help us build a nation of which all of us can feel proud. So welcome again to tonight's gala. All the very best for 2019. It will be a year of excitement, and that is no indication that an election is in the air, for the record. It will be a year of excitement because our team, your team, is committed to do justice to the opportunity provided to us to serve you faithfully, honestly, and to the best of our God-given abilities. So thank you, one and all. To God be the glory.